Well, they are museums of unnatural history. For centuries, Native American human remains and tribal artifacts simply unearthed and stolen, looted directly from tribes, and have been kept on exhibit in Chicago museums and other institutions. Some Native American skeletal remains have been returned to families and tribes. But tonight, the I-Team looks into why a 34-year-old federal law requiring that all be returned has been frequently ignored, and Illinois tops the list of state offenders.
They are somebody's grandmother, somebody's grandfather.
And they are in these boxes in the archives of Chicago museums, universities, state and federal agencies nationwide. The I-Team found thousands of human ancestral remains and sacred artifacts belonging to Native American tribes that haven't been returned. Stacy Larvey helps tribes retrieve their ancestors and cultural items and is with the National Association of Tribal Historic Preservation Officers.
These are not just material things that are sitting somewhere in a museum. It's a civil rights issue.
In 1990, Congress passed legislation entitled the Native American Graves Protection and Repatriation Act. There was optimism. NAGPRA was a first step toward righting centuries of wrongdoing.
There was, previous to the 90s, a lot of looting that was happening of archaeological sites. And so the law was a reaction to that.
But tonight, 34 years later, the I-Team has found many Native American ancestors and artifacts have not been returned to their families or tribes. And now, as a state, Illinois tops the nation with the highest number of Native American human remains that have not been identified and therefore have not been returned.
There was this thought that there was no way to figure out who they belonged to, so they just were not returned. Now, since then, in the 30 years afterwards, we understand that, of course, these people have descendants.
The Illinois State Museum here in Springfield has the most, as it is the designated repository for all unearthed human remains or cultural items statewide. For Logan Pappenfort, Museum Director of Tribal Relations and citizen of the Peoria tribe, repatriation is personal.
It's not just my job to assist in returning these ancestors, but it is a moral obligation as a Native person.
Also high on that list of Illinois institutions, the acclaimed Field Museum.
Many museums have kind of dragged their feet in their compliance with the law, or maybe found kind of ways to work around the law.
We met with the Field Museum's NAGPRA director, a citizen of the Osage Nation in Oklahoma, who feels the pull of her own ancestors every day when showing up here for work.
I think we kind of had a slow start, but we are making huge improvements.
As a person who works in this and studies it, is that sufficient for you?
No. I think, having the law been in place for as long as it has, a lot more needs to be done, but that is what we're working on now.
Some exhibits here are now covered from the public eye, items noticeably removed. This follows some new tightened regulations that went into effect this year.
Museums are starting to realize some hard facts, and with these new regs, I think I have hope that it's going to really send a message.
The new regulations also come with a deadline, 5 years to identify or make ancestral remains available for repatriation, identifying who these people and items belong to, and then returning them to the right place.
In previous years, definitely, maybe museum leadership stood in the way. They were worried about losing all of their collections, but now it's clear that that's not what is happening, and that there are a lot of positive aspects to repatriation.
Tribal and museum representatives telling the I-Team it's imperative that Congress continue appropriating funds to continue this work. To find out if your local museum or university has the remains of Native Americans still in its possession, we have built an interactive search tool that is now on our website. You can check for yourself how it's going locally.
Incredible, Chuck.
Yeah.
I mean, just didn't.
Amazing numbers.
I mean, very compelling and a massive undertaking.
It sure is, but they've also had 35 years and not much to show for it at this point.
Wow.